So we're back on with Dave's bike, which is overfueling, and I think it needs a new needle in the carb, a new float needle. I did try replacing the old one originally, but unfortunately it seems to no longer be seating well. So today we've got my helper, Buddy, with us, with all chocolate around his mouth. Say hello.
Hello.
You a bit shy?
No.
Ah, right, let's talk you through it, Buddy. So look, you see all this here, look? That shouldn't be there. That's all petrol that's leaked out of here.
Yeah.
So the petrol comes down this pipe here into that's called the float bowl.
Yeah, it goes through there and then down to there.
It does, yeah. And the thing that stops the petrol overfilling that float bowl is a needle, which is like a little valve. But I'll show you when we get there. We're going to replace it.
Yeah.
So first of all, I've undone the screws on here. Do you want to lift this big cover off for me? It goes up. I'll help you. Up. There we are. So we'll just put that over here.
Yeah.
Right, next up.
Are you actually making a video?
Yeah. So this screw here, do you want to undo it a little bit for me?
Yeah.
This is for the airbox. So twist it that way. Yeah. Right, that should do it.
Okay.
So that now should pull off like that. There we go.
Boom.
Boom. Oh, it came apart. I wasn't expecting that. Lovely. Right, next up.
Yeah,
Lovely. These screws here, that one and that one, I need you to take them out, please.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do it?
No good in there. No good.
Twisty. Oh, other way. Other way. You're tightening it up. That's it. Well done. Keep going. You're doing great. Yeah, it needs to come off a bit more than that. Excellent. Yeah, keep twisting it out. Do you want me to do it? You can do it, can you? Just twist it like this, look. There we are, one screw. And we'll put that in this cover so it doesn't go missing. Right, yeah, that one. Now, careful not to chew up the paint on Dave's bike. Yeah, you got it. You're doing great, aren't you? Tell everyone how old you are, Buddy.
I'm 4 years old.
You're 4 years old. I'm hoping that Buddy's going to be helping me more and more in the bike fixing department. Right, take that screw out. I think it should just pull out. There we are. Right, now this whole black bit here, you put the screwdriver down. No, put the screwdriver down on the floor. Right, that whole carb top should just pull off. Keep going. You're doing great. Do you want a hand? Ooh,
Yeah.
Daddy, help. Oh, it's stuck, isn't it? They don't normally get stuck.
Sometimes they do if you jam it a bit.
Sometimes if you jam it a bit, yeah. Oh, did it bite you? Sorry.
Yeah.
Alright, let me just get in a bit closer, Smudge, so I can see why it's stuck. Watch out. Move over.
Big on next one.
Yeah. So, it is... Oh, you're right.
Yeah. You just got my shoe.
Did I squish you? There we go. So that's the slide.
That's a spring.
That is a spring. That spring holds the carb slide down. It's the throttle slide. And there's a paper gasket in there that you've got to be careful not to lose. Right? So we're all good so far, aren't we? Yeah, just put that out the way somewhere. That'll do. Just leave it there. It's fine. Oh, no, he pulled it out. It's okay. We'll put that separate then. Put that in here with the other bits. Right, next up.
You can see through here.
You can see through there. Your next screw to undo is this one.
Okay.
You don't need to undo it all the way, but you need to loosen it. So, yeah, it might take a bit to get going, so I'll help you. That way. Oh, there you go. A couple of turns. Keep it in the middle, look.
One and then two.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Oh, right. Now, this is the next bit. You need to wiggle the carburetor off. Now, it's still attached on by this fuel line. So, shall I try and get that fuel line off?
I still do.
Wait a minute. Let me undo the fuel line. You should really use pliers on these clips, but I'm just going to try and lever it off, just for the sake of not having time to find any pliers. Is it coming, buds?
Yeah, a bit.
Is it?
It's coming.
It should just pull off, hopefully. Now that's something, because that shouldn't be wobbly like that. I wonder, buddy, if the fuel's been leaking out of there.
I'm gonna help.
Watch your fingers.
It should just bang off.
It should.
And it didn't normally do that.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
You'd know. You're the expert, big guy. Right, watch out so you don't get biffed in the face by my elbow. There we are. One fuel line.
Remember when they used to be sent here?
I do, but you're digging holes in the garden and you need nice clean hands to work on a carb. Right, come over here then. Anytime you like. Hand up. Right, look, you're going to wiggle this off for me. So you're wiggling it and pulling it that way, yeah? Wiggle it like this, look. Left and right. Do it, look. What's that?
I can see through it.
You can.
Hello, guys.
It's a carburetor. So that is a Dellorto 1412P.
Something just dripped out of it.
Yeah, it's got fuel in there. So, what we need to do is, buddy, you're just having a look, aren't you? Can you hold the camera for me a sec?
Yeah.
Right, point it at, no, point it over here, point it at me. That bit, right?
Yeah.
So, no,
I'm
buddy.
just going to show him the engine.
Right, you showing the engine. Concentrate though, because we're trying to hurry, because we might not have time to do this if we're not quick.
Thomas writing.
The Thomas writing, yeah. Right, point it at this then. So, I'm going to take this screw out here, but I'm holding the float bowl on with my thumb. So that one can come out.
Yep.
That
That's
one
what
can
you
come
need
out.
to
Buddy,
do.
over here. That one can come out. Holding the float bowl on. You got your finger over the lens as well. That's it. Right. So, once both of these are out.
I'm just going to show him one thing.
Wait a minute. Keep pointing at this because this is what we're doing. Look. Look at all that petrol in there, look.
That's lots of petrol.
It is. Do you want to point the camera at it? Lots of
There's
petrol in
lots
there.
of petrol in there.
Yeah. So we know the petrol's getting into there, don't we? We'll put
Oh,
it over
some
here.
petrol. So we're going to show him in there.
Right. Oh, another problem.
What?
The jet has worked its way out. So I don't think it is the needle. I think it's the jet. But we're going to polish the jet seat as well while we're in there.
Yeah.
Right. Excellent.
I can quite smell petrol.
Yeah, you will quite smell petrol. Shall we come over here to the table, out the way of all the petrol? There's going to be lots of little bits, so you're going to put them in there, aren't you, as we take them off. So first of all, you see this is the jet. Now that should be screwed all the way in like that. So do you want to take it out with your fingers? No, not that!
What is this?
Unscrew that! Don't bend the float off. Other way. Right, so put it in that tray there, look. Well, hey, next up we're going to push that needle out there.
Yeah.
Or we're going to try to.
I'm going to make a Minecraft video anyway.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Wow. So, I need something to grab that with, which I will go and get. 2 seconds.
I want my little bikey to have a 125 engine.
Maybe it can. Right, have a seat there.
Where's that all we got? I found
Because
two.
I can't find any pliers. There's your little pin, look. There it goes, don't lose them. Right, now, very gently, can you lift this white
Can I
plastic?
put this in?
No, that's not part of it. Listen, very gently, can you lift this white plastic bit up and be careful because there's a bit that will fall off. So lift it up. You can use 2 hands if you want. No, just all the way up like that. It comes out. There we are, look. So the pin fell off it. So there's your pin.
There's my pin.
Right, that goes in there. That goes in there as well. And then we're going to take this off.
Yeah, I can take it off.
Right, you take that off then.
Which way did it go?
In the middle, other way. Right, you should be able to do it with your fingers now. Not that bit, the screw in the middle. Twist it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, now put all that on there. Right, and look in here, look, there's all dirt. You see all that dirt?
Yeah.
So that needs to come out and get a rinse as well. It's not a good sign, we might need to run a fuel filter. Oh, there's more dirt behind there as well. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You can wipe it with a rag.
Can wipe it with a rag, yeah. Right, so the next step is to clean everything, but I already videoed when we did that before, buddy, with Dave, so we can skip that bit and just rush through it.
Yeah.
Not with Dave, but when I first took Dave's bike apart. So let's skip that bit and come back to it. You can help me put it back together. You up for that?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm definitely up for that. See you after the break. Bye. Subscribe to our video. Bye.
I've been experimenting with cheap carb cleaning fluids for my Sonic cleaner, and this is the best I've come up with so far. It's £1 for a litre. It's called elbow grease. It's a kitchen degreaser, and it's from B&M here in the UK. Seems to do quite a good job without damaging anything. These Sonic cleaners aren't essential. You can still do quite a good job with carb cleaning spray and an airline, but I tend to try and use both now that I've got one. This one was £35, I think, from eBay. Okay, so we've had half an hour of ultrasonic cleaning. It's looking pretty good, actually. So I'm going to take all the bits out and then give them a rinse in water. All the big bits should be here, but I bet you we're missing some. Give it half an hour at 45 degrees, which seems to be about warm enough. Seem to have all the bits, actually. Right, so it's all been cleaned. I did a bit of a speed run of it. One important thing is, if you buy a carb cleaner, try and buy one with this little hose here, because it's quite good for getting in all the jet holes and things. And if you have one of these that runs out and you can only get this type, you can actually pull the hose off and put it in there, so you can reuse the hose bit. If you don't have an ultrasonic cleaner, don't despair. You can do just as good a job by simply hosing down the carb with carb cleaner spray and then blasting it all off with an airline, paying particular attention to the passageways and little gaps and things. It does pretty much just as much of a good job. That's all I did for years. The ultrasonic cleaner is essentially just an extra degreasing step. Let me show you how it all works then, Smudge. So, this bit here, point your face at me. So this bit here is where the fuel comes in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't squirting carb cleaner in your own eyes.
I'm not going to squirt in my eye.
Am I that bad that you'd rather squirt carb cleaner in your eyes than watch what I'm doing?
Gonna.
Right, the fuel goes in there, right? This is called a banjo. And it goes through this little screen here and into a little hole in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it all back together as we go. So are you ready? So far this is the bit where the fuel goes. So that goes on there like that. There's a little O-ring seal thing, paper.
What's that O-ring?
Like a fibre washer sort of thing that stops fuel from leaking out there, which I think could be one of the places it was leaking before.
What is a carburetor?
What is a carburetor? Well, it mixes air and fuel in the right amount and puts it in the engine, which makes it go faster or slower.
Well, if you want to go slows you up. If you want to go faster, fast.
Yeah, that's right. I'll show you exactly how that works. So, the fuel goes in there through that little screen, the filter, and it comes out of that hole there, right? Now that hole is where the needle seats. This is the needle. It's got a little rubber end on it. Uh-oh, he dropped something. I'm worried about that.
Here you go.
Oh, lovely. I'll have to wash that, won't I? Come back up here then, because I'm showing you how it all works.
I'm going to wash it.
So this has got a little neoprene rubber end, and it sits in that hole there and blocks it off. You're moving the phone with your head. So that's a very important part, that needle. So that's a very important part, that needle. And what we're going to do, could you run in the shed and grab my drill, please? Thank you. Right, so we're going to do something a bit silly now, and you're going to do it for me.
I'm going to do something a bit silly.
Yeah, so...
Give it to me.
Hang on, I'll do it first. Look, we've got a Q-tip. We're going to put it in the drill, like that. There we are. Right, now, we're going to spray some carb cleaner juice on it. So it's nice and wet. And now your job is to clean in that hole where the needle goes. So can you do that for me?
Yeah.
You ready?
Spray
In there. Oh, uh-oh, you've bent it. I'll try and get it started for you. How about that? Oh, this is a lost cause, isn't it? Let's try the other end. Right, so let's try again. There we go. Right, you carry on then.
Okay.
Try not to bend it though. That's it. Oh, okay. I think that's how you know it's finished. Right, excellent. So that should be nice and clean now, because if there's any muck in there, it will stop the needle seating properly. Right.
Wait, I'm just gonna...
Where's the needle, buds? Step back a minute so I can see. Oh dear, we've not lost the needle, have we? That would be very sad. Right, I'll have to pause this and find the needle, won't we? Because we might be able to see on the video where it went.
Needle.
Right, sausage brain, we've found it. After you hid it, we'll let you off. Right, okay, so.
I forgive
this is,
that,
you forgive me, dear. You're still doing it now. You're grabbing stuff. Come on, pay attention, Bond. Right. So that needle, buddy. Where are you going? That's what it's called. It's the float needle. So it attaches to the float and then goes in the hole like that. So this is the other way up normally, buddy. So as the fuel goes through there into the float bowl through the float needle hole, the float needle seat, sorry, and lifts up the float, which stops the petrol flowing in. So it only fills up to a certain point. And then when it's at the right height, it's the perfect height for this, which is the jet. The jet is a metered hole. They come in different sizes, and the size is the size of the hole down the middle. So this is a 52 jet, so it's 0.52 millimeters. It's the most important bit to clean when you're cleaning a carb, and in this case it had worked itself loose, which I think is why it was overfueling. We have also replaced the needle as well with a new one, so that should be both of those covered. So there we are, look, we'll put that back in. This pin is basically just the hinge that the float pivots on. There we are. Check that it moves freely and check float height. So when it's upside down like that, it should be roughly level with the top of the carb, roughly parallel. You can't really adjust it on these, but on some different types of carbs, it's got a metal clip for the needle rather than a plastic one, and you can bend it to adjust it. So this is the float bowl. It has a rubber seal, which I like to take out when I'm using carb cleaner on it, because it has a tendency to perish and shrink, and then it won't seal up anymore. It does seem like it may have shrunk a little bit already, but unfortunately that's just what happens now that we have ethanol in fuel. So it lives in this little groove here. Gotta get it seated in properly. And there we are, that's the float bowl. It's basically a reservoir of fuel waiting to be sucked up by the jet, and the amount that's in there is metered by the needle. The fuel comes up from the float bowl into the atomizer, which is basically a tube with holes in it, and the airflow from the airbox into the engine goes that way. So it pulls fuel out into the engine, and the airflow is metered by this carb slide, which opens and closes off. Right, so here's how this goes. It goes through there like that, and then the spring sits on there. And then pop the whole lot in. And the tricky bit is that this choke catch has got to go in as well. There we are. You can see the throttle move as well. Full and none. Right then, I think next job is probably put it all back together. Never ever over tighten this clamp either, because they're very easy to snap. That'll do. That smile says it all. What do you think? What's your opinion on the Tomos?
It's amazing.